Hey everyone! We had some issues with the live stream not working properly. This is like a new product, this vertical live streaming thing, and I was trying to show you all like a pre-scheduled live stream so I could show you some cool things on my YouTube account, and unfortunately it wasn't working for me. I actually, when I'm doing screen sharing mode, I am not seeing chat and I'm not able to see who's talking to me either. Let's see. Here we go. Put the chat on. There we go. Strange. Interesting. All right, all right. I'm getting the hang of it. Thanks for hanging with me while I try. Cool, cool. So this is me. I'm a professional mermaid, and this is me swimming in Florida. And as you can see, my videos have been going pretty viral, so I thought I would talk a little bit about how they're doing. And I'm part of the YouTube live streaming bootcamp, which is pretty cool. So I'm learning a whole bunch of cool stuff about live streaming. And it's interesting because this is a new feature and I can see that like the bugs are not all worked out. So we all just had this group call yesterday where we found out we could screencast, which is so cool. So anybody on Android device can screencast. So I'm able to show you what's on my phone. But the downside to it is when I scheduled the video, I set it up as a screencast, and then when I went to actually go live, it wouldn't let me screencast with something that was already scheduled. And another one of the limitations seems to be that I can't see your comments while if I'm going screencasting. So that's interesting. I wonder if I can toggle between screencasting and video. I see I've got a couple options here, so I'm going to check them out. Let's see. Oh, that just turns me off. Well, that's no good. Okay, listen. I apologize if you're leaving comments. I'm not able to see them at this moment. I'm trying to understand how this new product is working on YouTube. It's quite interesting. So I like being able to live stream showing you what's on my phone, but the downside seems to be that I can't see all the comments. So I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so if you've just joined me, I see we've got about 136 people on the call right now. My name is Raina. I'm a professional mermaid, and this is me swimming in the ocean, which is pretty cool. Actually, this is not the ocean. This is a spring in Florida. The costume that you see me wearing there is about 50 pounds of silicone rubber. It has something inside of it called a monofin, and that monofin allows me to swim really fast. And I'm going to show you some of my mermaid videos that are doing really well on YouTube, and I just want to explain some of them to you because a lot of times when I'm going live showing my mermaid stuff, people are like, what is this? And actually, it's a job. So let's take a look at some of the stuff and see if this will work while casting. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. This is my YouTube channel. And as you can see, some of my videos have gone pretty viral. Um, this particular video in the top left here is me and my infant son. The artist who makes my costumes, he made me a matching costume for my son, which is pretty cool. So for whatever reason, this little clip that I put online, that is like 8 seconds long, went viral. So here we go. Check it out. 126 million views, which blows my mind and is wild and crazy. Yeah, so 126 million views. What the actual heck? This is so weird. I was hoping I'd be able to read your guys' comments. Maybe I'll keep tinkering with this and we'll figure it out. Anyway, he was just barely a year old here, and this was just like an outtake. We were doing a photo shoot on the beach and we were just taking a break, and you can see he's doing like little pats on the sand. And I put this on YouTube when the shorts program really started to get big about 2 years ago, and it has not stopped being viral. It's crazy. I thought it was a big deal when it hit 1 million views, and now it's sitting at 126 million, which is mind blowing to me. I don't know how this happened. Um, some cool things have come from it. I did a bit of work with Netflix, and that was kind of cool. But we got cut from Netflix, so we worked with them, but we got cut from what they were doing. Yeah, and it just went all over the internet, so it's kind of wild. Um, yeah, so it's gonna keep jumping around. Again, like my most popular ones tend to be me and my kiddo. However, I want to talk about this one here, which went viral. Now, people want to say that shorts thumbnails don't matter, but the truth is, look at that. What does that look like to you? What does that video with 20 million views look like to you? It looks like I'm starting OnlyFins instead of OnlyFans, right? It looks like I have a white butt. It's not a white butt. I mean, I am very pale being a Canadian mermaid. It's literally just the top part of the tail, and it's a little overexposed in the sun. This got 20 million views and so many jokes because people thought it was my butt, or the things I'm wearing on my ears, they're seashells. And people were like, ha ha, mermaid wearing headphones, mermaid's naked butt. Like, guys, of course I did not put my naked butt on YouTube. I get a lot of trolly comments that are asking me, like, why are you wearing a top? Real mermaids don't wear tops. Yeah, well, this mermaid is on YouTube and wants to stay monetized, so she's wearing a top. And she's also not showing her butt, even though it looks like she is. But I just think it's really funny that this went as viral. And I don't know if you agree with me or not, but to me, I think it went viral because of the booty. Like, oh, is it gonna keep doing this to me? Okay, no. So yeah, like when you look at that thumbnail, that looks like a butt. Okay. So some of the other content has gone viral for a little more wholesome reason. So here's like I do gigs where I'm at pools with kids and we're surprising them and they have like really emotional experiences. It's a lot like Disney. So here's like a little girl who was just like when I hit it, it hits like she's like so excited to meet me. She's dressed up as a mermaid. And anytime you see a video with children on my YouTube, I have explicit permission like signed for those kids to be in my videos. I've done that my entire career. So just a cute little hug. And it got 8 million views, which was kind of sweet. Never thought, I just stuck it up there. Never thought. I never plan on being a YouTuber. I am a professional mermaid and I've been doing this for 16 years. And I usually used my YouTube just as a way to kind of document what I was doing and teach other mermaids how to do stuff. So I did all that, but then also like show things to clients like, okay, here's like something I can do or kind of a show or whatever. I never really put a lot of thought into being an actual YouTuber. And when my shorts started to do really well, then it was like, okay, maybe I could do something with this. So this is like a couple people on my team that work for me and their kids. And one girl's pregnant there. You can see I always employ merfolk of different races, sizes, gender, because I believe that children deserve to see themselves reflected in the characters that are entertaining them. And not every kid on this planet is a little white girl, right? Like we have boys who love mermaids and mermen. We have people of every race and culture from around the world. So I try to have a lot of diversity. The mermaid who's pregnant right there, she's actually Canadian like I am, and she's native Canadian. So it's kind of cool for other little native kids to see. And you see we have some plus size mermaids too. Mermaiding is a really healthy physical activity, and kids, especially girls, sometimes can get a little insecure about sports and swimming. But when you introduce mermaids and they want to learn how to swim with the tails and everything, it actually gets them being really physically active. So that's really great. This is one of my mermaids. I'm just gonna keep checking and seeing if I can see comments. Like this, I wish I could see comments. This is so wild. I hate that I can't. This is a flaw. I will be telling the developers about this. If you're leaving comments right now, I can read them afterwards. There will be like a live replay of the comments, and I apologize that I'm not responding to them. I think this is like a new feature. It's not rolled out to everybody yet. Like iPhones don't have it yet and everything. So I'll have to like discuss it with the YouTube developers, which is cool. We just had a call with them actually, those of us doing this boot camp, and we were able to give them our direct feedback directly to YouTube, which was so cool. So, hey, if you have feedback, leave it in my comments or leave it in the chat and I'll pass it on. This is one of my mermaids when she was pregnant. We did a little photo shoot of her. The top that she's wearing, she made that top out of silicone, and the crown that she's wearing on her head, she made that out of silicone as well. Her day job at the time, it was a makeup artist at Sephora, so she was actually like really amazing at doing makeup, and she's worked for me for like oh my gosh, almost 10 years now. So I've seen her grow up from being a teenager. Like she started working with me when she was like 15 or 16, and now she's had two babies now. So it was really special to be able to do this kind of a video and pictures for her. And again, this is just a little clip that we put online, not really thinking anything would come of it, and it's got 4 million views, which was kind of wild. This is gonna keep showing you all of my stuff. It's gonna keep defaulting back. But these are good stories, okay? A lot of things that I'm showing are just little behind the scenes. This is like a montage that I had up on TikTok when Shorts first started, and I ported it over to TikTok before I knew how to like remove the watermark. But it's just kind of showing my metamorphosis as a mother, working right at the tail end of the pandemic after having a baby, no childcare anywhere in sight, and having to take my little guy with me to gigs all the time. And we loved getting little mummy son pictures together. The costume artist who made my costumes, he made them all matching costumes and everything. And believe it or not, the clients were absolutely wonderful because they really wanted me there, and they knew that because of the pandemic, there was no childcare. Like the daycares were shut down. Daycare workers were like called in to take care of the hospital workers' children and stuff like that, because of like certain restrictions. Like we just didn't have access to anybody to help, so we still had to pay the bills, and as soon as we were allowed to start working, we did, and we took our kiddo with us. So I started sharing him on YouTube, and I will say it's been a learning experience, right? Like I never intended to be one of these content creators that was like sharing their kid all the time, like a mom influencer or whatever. I think just having a baby during the pandemic was very isolating and lonely, and I started connecting with my fans that way. And I think in the beginning I overshared a lot without consideration to his privacy, and that was like a lesson for me. It was definitely driven out of just like the isolation of the pandemic. So once I kind of realized that like YouTube and social media was popping off and doing really well, I realized I had to kind of walk it back and be a bit more careful with his privacy on the internet. Now we do TV shows, and our son is in the TV shows with us. We've done documentaries, and he's in the documentaries with us. So he is out there, like he's on IMDb and stuff. Like he's out there. So it's just a matter of me going back. I can't go back in time, but going forward, I can make better decisions, more informed decisions about what I'm going to share and how I'm going to share it. And he looks a lot different now than these videos. These are infant videos, you know. But I think that people who are scared about putting their kids on the internet, they have very valid concerns. It was just really a judgment issue with me, like not realizing the potential and just feeling lonely during the pandemic. So, and as you can see, the stuff that is the most popular is me and my kid. And I'm like balancing that. So like a lot of my newer content doesn't have him, and sometimes it does. I never force him to put on a costume. He just really enjoys doing it, but if he says no or he starts to cry, we take it off. But a lot of these videos are just behind the scenes videos from photo shoots that we were doing. We had a really popular Patreon over the pandemic. And yeah, we would take videos and here you go. This one's got like 1 million views and it's literally just like this cute little video of us in matching tails and another merman friend made him that little vest. The bra that I'm wearing there is also a nursing bra, which was kind of cool. I really hate that I can't see all of your comments. Like, this sucks. I'm gonna have to tell YouTube. You gotta fix it. I do mermaid makeovers for clients where I put them in mermaid tails and costumes and give them a little photo shoot. So this is a friend that I made. She's absolutely lovely. We gave her a photo shoot, did her all up, and then at the end, my son and I got a photo with her and her daughter just to kind of be cute. So I love giving people mermaid makeovers, giving them lessons, teaching them what I do is so fun. A lot of these videos are just dinky little behind the scenes videos. I'm going to show you some ones that don't have as many views, but I think the content is pretty cool. So this is at the California Mermaid Convention because yes, we have conventions because that's how we all get together and learn. And I'm getting a chance here to swim with the world famous dive bar mermaids from Sacramento. They're super talented. As I get live streaming and doing this more, I hope I stop with all the ums. I'm doing that a lot, I notice, but this is my little tank. It's just a teeny tiny aquarium tank that we take out for shows. This is an older video, so I often have it done up with a big tent. It's kind of like a little carnival thing. This was just like a little behind the scenes. So I think we're going to look at some older videos because even though they don't have the same kind of numbers, they're doing better. Some of these are privated because I was worried about reusing content because I had some of them in montages, but then I found out it was okay and I forgot to go back and unprivate them. This is years ago in 2015. This is what it's like being a mermaid in Canada. Okay? I had an event at a museum. It says March Break 2015. Now with Mermaid, come on in. I was booked for an entire week. We had massive snowstorms that entire week, and I think I worked 2 out of 7 gigs because the snow was just so impenetrable and it took them forever. And this was after just one of the snowstorms, the snowbanks. It actually got worse, so that's kind of funny. This is just going to keep bouncing back and forth, isn't it? A couple old TikTok videos of me doing makeup. Let's see what else I can find here. I'd really like to show you, I don't know why this happens, but some of these shorts, the previews just don't show. Here's another good look at the tank. So this is me at an event, and I've got lights in the water or something. Some years we did the tank show, I'm telling you, we had to slap it together on a shoestring budget. And other years, the client went all out and we have all kinds of crazy stuff. But on my long form videos, I do have behind the scenes of how we set up the tank and all that cool stuff. When we have the tank going, we also have like this little seashell chair that the kids can sit with us. And that's my son there in the video with me. And one of the other mermaids, that's her daughter in the video. So that's pretty cool. Let's try to get out of this. Come on. There we go. Sorry, guys. This is a big learning curve, right? This is a new tool. Oh my gosh, I love this video. So this is just a cute little video. My kid and I making a heart in the sand, right? Look at the back. Watch the back. Watch the waves in the back and the people in the back when it pans out. Okay, watch this person. Watch this person get totally smashed by the wave. Had no idea that was happening. This beach where we were is like known for crazy waves. Just watch that again. Here it comes. Here it comes. Smashed. Gone. Underwater. I don't go in the water at that beach because it's too crazy. Too crazy. Aw, man, I hate that the previews aren't working. I'd love to show you. Let's take a look and see what some of these are. Oh, this was some kind of an ad that I did for a company that made candies. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. That's just like a little behind the scenes of like the me getting ready to do a shoot. That's kind of cool. Some of my tails are fabric and some of them are silicone. So like this one is a silicone one. It's more realistic. I would use that for movie filming, which I have done. I only have a couple behind the scene clips of movies and TV on here because I'm not always allowed to share it because of contractual obligations. A lot of what you see on my shorts is B-roll. Damn, my skin was looking good there. I just had a treatment on my skin, so it's not looking the greatest. Let's see. There's my merman. So fun story about this kid. He had been watching my YouTube for a decade, and then he moved here and auditioned for me, and I hired him. So that was kind of sweet. Kind of love stuff like that, right? Gotta love it. I wonder if I have any underwater trick videos. Let's see what some of these hidden ones are. Okay, yeah. So this is me kind of training underwater. Oh, or maybe not. I guess it's a montage of stuff. Maybe that's why YouTube is, yeah, my version of a working mom. Just me doing all the different gigs, other mermaids in the background, that kind of stuff. Little baby. What's this one? This was me testing out a pair of goggles that were made to have fins on them, you can see by my eyes. So they've got the fins. The water clarity where I live is not great. When you see a lot of like the really clear videos, that's when I'm traveling to like Florida and Mexico. In Canada, it's a lot of lakes, it's a lot of dark water, and this lake is actually an anomaly being that bright. It's not actually that good. I have no idea why those are privated. Again, this is me working on my buoyancy. I'm extremely floaty. I could pretty much like be a life raft for people. I have to blow out all of the air in order to sink. And when I'm training, I wear goggles because the chlorine will kill my eyes. And then when I'm performing, I put eye gel in my eyes. So this is all just me training. And the reason I'm training here is because that particular tail is very light. And because it's so light, it's a struggle to get down and stay down. So I had to practice a lot of that. Of course. Okay, let's go back to popular. Oh no, that's oldest. Let's go back to popular. Thanks for being so patient with me while I test out this new feature. I'm really sorry that I'm not responding to your comments. I will read them later. Please be respectful because sometimes children are watching these. I'd like to find some more of the really cool underwater stuff to show you. We looked at that one. Let's see here. This is just like a gig. This is like an event. We have like a little monster set up behind us, and this is one of those in-between shots. So that's my best friend, Mimi. She's also my son's godmother. I met her being mermaids, and we started our mermaid company together. And we've been mermaiding together for like... I started 16 years ago. I want to say I met her 14 years ago. So she is a beautiful, beautiful person. I just love her to pieces. This is working a book launch. So the book launch was about baby mermaids. So how perfect was that? And that lady there was the client. She was the author. She threw this whole party where she's doing her launch for her book and she's reading it. And she told me, I said, like, I'd love to do your gig, but I don't have childcare. This is right after the pandemic. And she said, bring your son. That's fine. It's a book about babies. He can come. So as you can see, we had our matching tails and it was a lot of fun. I love doing gigs like this. It's such a great time. And I befriended her. She's such a talented author. I just love her stuff so much. A couple underwater clips here. This was a rainstorm. This is the three of us were working a gig and it started thundering and lightning out. So we had to get out of the pool so that we would be safe. And we're just chilling there because mermaids don't mind getting wet, but we have to be careful with the thunder and lightning, right? Let's see some more. This is an underwater set for a photo shoot. And this was right after I had my baby. So my belly's a little big. I'm a little floaty. I've still got that mom belly. Like it was like 4 or 5 months. Yeah. So it was a bit tricky for me to sync, but this is just like a behind the scenes clip. I have a whole long form video that shows this whole thing. That was pretty cool though. I liked it. I had a lot of fun. Let's see. When in Mexico, you got to take a tail. So I went on a little Mexican tour and they let me take my tail. And the water was too scary to swim in because there were crocodiles. So I was too afraid to get in because it was too murky. I just got a picture. I go to Mexico sometimes. TV shows will send me because it's so much nicer there. Oh, no, we don't. Is that the same video? Oh, yeah, because we looked at it from two different directions there. Okay. There's one of my more realistic tails. You can see the waist. So the waist right here, it almost looks photoshopped. And that's just how skillful the artist was at making that waistline blend into my skin. It was pretty cool. She was very talented. This was another, okay, here's like another behind the scenes of the underwater photo shoots. Again, this was right after I was pregnant, so I wasn't at my best. I had been really sick in my pregnancy. I developed gestational diabetes. I developed eclampsia. First, it was preeclampsia, then it turned into eclampsia, then it turned into post-eclampsia. So that's when your blood pressure is so high it could cause a stroke. That's my take meds. That's my antihistamines I have to take. Yeah, so it was like I was so sick and it took me a while to recover. But anyway, the guy taking my photo is Brett Stanley, Brett's Photos. You should look him up. He shoots tons of music videos, beautiful photography. His stuff is just, he's crazy talented. Here I am 9 months pregnant with the little guy and trying to get product photos for these fins and these pants. So yeah, I was free diving while pregnant. I was cleared by my doctor. This was before everything went to shit and I had to go into the emergency. But I do free dive. I can hold my breath for 3 minutes and I'm going to do a live stream where I demonstrate it. And I'm going to go underwater with a timer and you guys can check it out. So definitely subscribe if you want to see me show you my freediving stuff. Remember though that I am a trained professional, I am insured, I am certified, and I have a safety person, so don't try these things at home. Yeah, here's this is Florida. So I'm in Canada and I love being in Florida where it's just so crystal clear and the water is so incredibly warm, and these are all just dinky little outtakes. Like my best stuff is on my long forms, right? This is back in the day. A lot of this footage is a few years old and it's not made with shorts in mind, so I'm kind of grabbing outtakes and everything. So, but that's all right. I'd really love to show you guys some more underwater stuff. I just feel like it's not propagating very well. One of my mermaids, I did her baby belly photos. So this was me setting up a photo shoot, and this is when she was pregnant. So that's my hand. So I do photography as well. Oh my God, my hair is green in this video. So this is just me like setting the stage for her. She's so beautiful, isn't she? Like I feel like a swamp hag next to her. She's just gorgeous. Such a gorgeous person. Wonder how many times this is going to keep jumping. Here's another look at our teeny tiny tank setup. The reason it's a teeny tiny tank is because we don't have Renaissance festivals. We don't have any kind of events where we could set up a large tank for like 2 or 3 months and make it worthwhile. So if you go to like the Minnesota Renaissance Festival or the Bay Area Renaissance Festival, they have mermaid tanks and they have them set up for months at a time, and they're big so that they can do lots of tricks and stuff. This is like a 4-hour setup. It's only being set up for like 2 days, 2 hours each day. So it doesn't make sense for us to have this big giant tank that we take around and set up. There's another little tank video here. Just being silly with the kiddos. It's really fun. I wore my goggles that day. The water came out of a fire hydrant. It was freaking freezing cold. Trying to hold it together, right? Here's how I get around at some of the gigs. So I have a wheelchair for mobility issues. I have chronic pain, but it helps with the mermaids because it's not always safe for somebody to pick me up and carry me because I'm quite heavy in the costumes, especially the silicone rubber costumes. So having a wheelchair, the kids love it because it just seems to make it more real, but it's also a much safer way for me to get around for fall prevention for the person helping me, right? So that's why we have a little wheelchair there. This is me demonstrating how to take off a tail in an emergency. So you want to be able to, you see that I can get it off pretty easily there because what happens if you get a really bad foot cramp and you don't want to start drowning. So it's really good to be able to take it off quickly. And I think I have a couple videos where I show like, here's how you take it off if you're holding onto the wall. Here's how you take it off if you don't have your hands. This was a client, a long-term return client. I did her daughter's birthday for many years, and she told me to bring my son. So we were hanging out in the pool waiting for the kids to come down, and he's one year old there, maybe 18 months, I think. And again, I'm a trained professional. I've taught my kid to swim. I have a safety person, even though you don't always see them in the video. There's always a safety person. So don't try what I'm doing at home. Let's see some bubbles. This is me working on bubble rings. Bubble rings can be tricky. As you can see, they'll break apart. It's trying to get them right. The ideal trick is to be deep enough, blow the bubble ring, the ring expands as it comes up, and you swim through it. I haven't done that one yet. I'm working on it. This was a cool tale. Oh no, this looks like it's an event video. Oh yeah, so here's a whole bunch of merfolk at an event. This is, all these folks are on social media. That's me in the one that looked like a little dragon there, that one there. Yeah, so this is the California Mermaid Convention. So we all get together to take courses and learn skills. It's all good times. That's my husband right there. This is in Mexico. We've been together 17 years, and this poor guy has learned to free dive and learn to do underwater videos and photography. And okay, let me tell you about this a-hole, okay? I trained for years to be able to hold my breath, and I trained really hard. And when we took our course to get certified, this guy, okay, without any practice whatsoever, holds his breath for 2 minutes. Like, what an a-hole. I only trained for years to hit 2 minutes. He did it right away. Some people can just do it. Me and the kiddo. People love to tell me I'm fat on my videos. Okay. I'm working on it. I've lost a lot of weight. I gained a lot when I was pregnant, even though I was throwing up 24/7. I still gained a lot, which can happen with the type of pregnancy I had. And I work out, I lift weights. I've had a personal trainer several times, and I've also had major abdominal surgery because I had a hysterectomy to have my baby. But so I had to have a C-section to have my baby first, and then I ended up being very sick and full of disease and had to have a hysterectomy, and I lost some other organs as well. So when you have a lot of surgeries in your abdomen, it can make it a bit harder to lose that belly fat because surgeries have cut through layers of fat and muscle and ligaments, and you don't have the same control that you had before. It's just a little behind the scenes with the photographer. Yeah, so I don't know. People call me fat all the time. They look at my videos and they say, "Oh, is it a mermaid or is it a whale?" And what makes me sad about that is I know they're just trolling, whatever, but I feel bad for people who actually are fat and plus size. Because I know they get it way worse. And if I'm getting hundreds of comments that I have to delete, how hard is it for those folks, you know? Let's see. I think we've got a good bubble one here. We're probably going to wrap up soon because I hate that I can't see the chat and chat with you all. Yeah, you guys have been great. It's been really fun showing you some of this stuff. I really love sharing my mermaid world with people. I know that it's pretty out there for some folks, but I love just being able to bring magic to people. And if I could do one thing with my YouTube, honestly, like this is my goal. I know everyone's goal is to like make it big and be the famous YouTuber and make all the money and buy all the houses and shit. I just want to pay for more art. Like I want to build a tank. I want to build a custom tank and live stream myself in the tank doing tricks. I want to put on underwater burlesque shows. I want to make more tales. I want to create cool looks. I want to teach new people. So my whole motivation for making my YouTube big and trying to make it earn money is like I literally just want to keep making more art like so badly. It's all I want is to just keep making art. I'm so limited in Canada. It's just like we don't have the same facilities, we don't have the same access to things, the weather is difficult, the pools are difficult. It's just extra hard here, and I wish it wasn't that way, but that is the way it is. So here's another group mermaid swim here, kind of fun to see. I've got some cool stuff on here that was done with a 360 camera, Insta360. I really like it because you can kind of grab the video from any angle and move it around, which is really cool. I love that. This is my friend Merman Jax. You can look him up on socials, Merman Jax. He's a California-based merman, and he's just matching my kid here in this video. We did like a little fake family photo shoot because he's gay and I'm straight, so it's a little fake family. But I love him. He's extremely talented. If you've ever seen a merman in a commercial, it was probably Jax. So he's pretty great. Commercials and videos and stuff. Yeah. So this is the world famous dive bar. So when I'm talking about the dive bar, this is it. It's a bar that is got mermaids. That's my friend Glimmer. I bet you can't tell why we call her Glimmer. But yeah, it's this giant tank that is above a bar. And the last time I was there, I ran into Michael Cera, of all people, and got video of him. It was wild. I just think that's like the funniest thing ever. Lots of merman in the world. This is this guy. This is my son's experience at the mermaid convention. So yeah, he's being brought up. I'm really indoctrinating this kid with the weirdness, right? He's growing up in like a weird little life, but he's making lots of friends, having pretty cool adventures. And I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of things people do in this world. I think this one's pretty wholesome. What's better than a bunch of people getting together who just want to make art and make others happy? Okay, here's a monofin. This is what's inside my tails. That is a monofin. That big thing on my feet right there. Man, my butt looked good in that shot. I was doing hella squats for this one because that's like a 40-pound fin. Yeah, so you get the idea. I go through a lot of hair colors. Here's another tank video. Another cute look at the tank. It's hard for me to really show you guys my breath hold in shorts because the shorts only go to a minute. So I'm really excited to do the live streaming showing my breath hold later. So that's kind of cool. I might just show a couple more. This is in Mexico under a pier, getting some video. Saw a barracuda swim by. I had a safety diver in this video. You just can't see them. You can see their fins for a second there. So there's the photographer and the safety diver. Cool kind of things. This is when I was pregnant. This is me safetying a friend. So I'm like bringing her up for air. Yeah, or she's bringing me up, one or the other. This was one of my favorite costumes. I ended up having to sell it because after I had the baby, my hips went wide, like the bones actually moved, which can happen. And it was the tail was so tight to begin with, it just didn't fit anymore. So that was kind of a bummer. I was really sad to have to sell it. Here's another look at getting photo shoots done. So trying to time it right in front of the backdrop. You only need a couple of seconds. People are always like thinking that they have to be underwater for a super long time, and that's just not the case. Like a good photographer can take a person who's scared of water even and help make them look beautiful and amazing. You would be so surprised. You don't have to open your eyes. You don't have to do crazy poses. One of the most beautiful things for underwater photography is just closing your eyes and kind of having your hands close. My husband and I did like a couple shot together once, and that was pretty fun. But a lot of what I do is just very slow movements and trying to keep the hair out of the face. It's like, I hate to say it, it's like Top Model when Tyra is like, move the hair, but make it fashion. You know, okay, so the wind is blowing, but make it fashion. And that's a lot of what we're doing. Very slow, deliberate movements, holding the hands, and then we get like the really nice shot. Okay, here's me working on bubble rings from the unique perspective. Again, I change my hair all the time. So what's kind of neat about this, if you look really close at my nose, I'm wearing an invisible nose clip. It actually goes in my nose and it blocks the water from coming out. And this is a trick that gets used a lot in movies and TV so that the actors can keep their faces looking calm and not have to deal with the burning of water and chlorine going up their nose. That's really helpful. This was in a cenote in Mexico. So again, just like a really beautiful location. I wish that I could pretend that this is my life and I'm globe-trotting around the world, but I'm not. I've been to Mexico twice, both for filming opportunities, which I was very, very lucky to have. I don't know why this one's private, but again, trying to make content in the snow. This was like B-roll. So the long form video is being filmed on that camera that you can see there. And I'm wearing wetsuit pants inside the tail to keep myself warm. I think I'm going to do some cold water swims this year on live and demonstrate some of those. But I did really enjoy, I don't know why these are privated. I have to go back and look at this, what's going on here. Yeah, I do really enjoy doing some winter stuff, but I have Raynaud's disease, so my hands and feet really hurt when they get cold. This is kind of cool. I have tattoos, so these are special gloves that I had made to cover my tattoos to make me look a little more mermaidy with webbed fingers. I'll move myself here so you can kind of see it a bit better. That was cool. Man, thank you all for watching so far, considering that like I'm not answering your comments. I really appreciate you checking things out. One of my favorite gigs is working in this freaking hot tub. I'm in a hot tub at a trade show. I'm showing kids real starfish. There's a touch tank with critters in it. What a great gig. That was such a great gig doing stuff like that. Like the hot tub is just who wouldn't love to be paid to hang out in a hot tub? And people think it's like a sexy thing. Look at me. I'm covered. Like there's nothing really all that sexy to it, right? There's a swim up bar in Mexico. Of course, I had to get a picture. That was fun. This is behind the scenes of a photo shoot. There's like a set. That particular tail was a beast. It was like 60 pounds or something, and moving in it was so difficult. But this is, again, just gives you an idea of what kind of is behind the scenes of these things. It's my little guy going for a ride on my back, trying to get him conditioned to hanging on to me in the water. And as you can see, he's really excited to do it. I have the audio down on these videos, but if you watch these videos, you hear me say that, like, hey, there's his dad is just right out of the frame standing here in case he needs help. So obviously I'm not endorsing people mermaid tailing with their babies. I am a professional and my husband's a professional. Now they're behind the scenes. Okay, so this was Ubisoft. This was a photo shoot for Ubisoft, which was cool. And I was totally bloaty in my belly because I have endometriosis and I was so self-conscious, and the photos came out really great. I had a gig and there was a giant blacklight, so I had to go out and get a picture in the blacklight. I thought that was pretty cool. I love doing theme things for like Halloween or Christmas. Like this was my birthday and one of the other mermaids made me a birthday sash. Green hair in this video. Fun times. Yeah, I just love telling the stories. Like I really have so many stories and I've really enjoyed being a professional mermaid. I've gotten to meet so many people. I've gotten to do so many unique things. This was like behind the scenes of me making a Christmas video, and I'm actually pregnant there, and I didn't know it yet. And what's really cool about that is I was told that I couldn't get pregnant. I couldn't have babies. And my husband and I had been together for 14 years at that point and had many miscarriages. And then our little miracle baby came along with no IVF or anything. So you never know, guys. You never know if you're somebody like me who's scheduling. I just said scheduling because I just read the word scheduling. Woohoo for the ADD club, right? But if you're someone like me who struggles with fertility, I mean, I don't want to give you false hope or anything, but it was it was really humbling and a beautiful surprise. So here's another gig, another event. So we had like 3 merfolk and the kids, and I give the kids rides. I'm pretty comfortable doing that. The kids really like it. Some mermaids find that degrading. I don't, man. I love kids. I do. This was like a little puppet show I did, a little educational workshop, and then I bring the tails for the kids to try on because what kid doesn't want to be a mermaid, you know? So much fun. So much fun. You're all so wonderful for sticking with me without the comments. I'm totally going to give YouTube this feedback that, like, I guess probably the reason you're not seeing it is because I'm screen sharing. I guess they don't want it to be on the screen at the same time, but it just wasn't very obvious to me that that was going to work that way, so that's kind of a bummer. I was trying to make some Halloween content with the little guy a couple years ago, and all he wanted to do was eat his tail. So the video didn't really work out, right? But we had fun. We had fun. I guess you can't ask me questions. I apologize if I'm not answering your questions, but if you like my stuff, please subscribe and we'll do another live stream where I see the chat and I answer your questions about mermaiding. I will be reading the chat playthrough as well. There's another giant fin. I will be reading the chat playthrough as well so that if there's any topics I can make videos of from there on, I will. I love my double chin. Not. That's all right. Double chins have their place. This was a fun gig where we staged sailors capturing a mermaid, and they drove this boat around the harbor while I'm screaming, and the kids were like, ah, and they're throwing nets on me, and then pirates come out of nowhere and rescue me, and I dive into the water and swim away. So that was really magical for the kids too. Yeah, and just like meeting lots of kids, getting pictures with them. All my makeup is underwater makeup. It's waterproof. And I have a live stream video from earlier where I'm showing people how I waterproof it. I'm going to do another one on November 16th, which happens to be my birthday. I'm going to go do a pool party, and I will be showing how I do the underwater makeup there as well. I do photo shoots of other people, so this is like a behind the scenes of like getting a really gorgeous portrait of my friend and the kid helping, and we're putting like flowers in the water, and as you can see, like from the waist up it's glam, and from the waist down it's swim shorts. But we had like a really beautiful vibe going on there. I just like making art, man. Let people be happy. Let people do things that make them happy, okay? Like, if they're not hurting anybody, just let people be happy because there's so much fun in life. This was a soap company that we did some promotional work for, and they gave us that bathtub. So we have a clawfoot bathtub in one of the mermaids' backyards that we use for photo shoots now. Fun times, fun times. You can browse my videos for yourself. I have years and years worth in my shorts. You can go by popular, but I'll tell you, some of the hidden gems are not the popular ones, right? They're ones that are less popular. Also, my long form videos, I have 13 years worth of long videos on here. A lot of cool montages, a lot of cool tutorials, a lot of stuff where I'm just explaining how I do what I do, and I think it's really cool. Here's a quick video with the 360 camera. So I'm actually holding it right here in my hand, and it has AI technology that erases the selfie stick, and you can see that the perspective is changing. the camera's not moving. I'm just able to, when I'm editing it, I'm able to move the perspective around. So I've been learning to use it. It's a little bit tricky. It is like a learning curve for sure, but I'm getting the hang of it. You know, I'm getting there. Here's another little look at the dive bar. Here's Michael Sarah. Okay, wait. So that's my friend Rachel performing. And I'm taking the video. So she's drinking a beer underwater. And I freaking love her. If you're in California, go see the Sacramento Dive Bar Mermaids. And there's Michael Sarah. He's like, he's watching her. And I have another clip of him later. Oh my god, I hate it that it keeps doing this. Anyway, I've been making some like Halloween content. It's not doing very great, but I hear that a lot of YouTubers are having trouble right now with their content, not doing very well. I think it's just like seasonal. I definitely find that there's a drop off this time of year. I don't know why, but you know, it's super annoying. So I'll probably end with one more video, and I'm just gonna thank you all so much for hanging on this long. I can't believe we got this many viewers, especially since I'm not responding to you in chat. I apologize. I am going to read your chats after the fact. And I just super appreciate you checking out my channel, seeing all the stuff that I'm doing. Yeah, I put a lot of work into my mermaid stuff, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to make that translate to YouTube. You know, underwater videography is very, very tricky. Very, very tricky. There's just so much goes into it. I'm just looking for like a good video I didn't show you guys yet that you can take a peek at before we leave. I don't know, man. But yeah, so here's the deal. If you want to see more mermaid content, please subscribe. And I will go back and read your comments. So leave any questions or comments that you have. I really appreciate when you interact with my video in any way, shape, or form. Even if you want to troll me, that's fine, because it does help with the algorithm. I'm trying to get more of a North American audience to see my stuff. And yeah, I just super appreciate you all, and thank you for coming. You can find me on other social accounts as well. Everything is HFX Mermaid, or you can go by my name, Raina Mermaid, but you can find me on everything. And I have a whole team of merfolk, as you can see here, called the Halifax Mermaids. And yeah, just thank you all very much. Yeah, I really need to go watch the finale of Agatha All Along. Like, is anybody else watching that show? I need to go finish it. Because tomorrow's Halloween. I'm going to be too busy. All right. Best fishes. Thank you all.